everyone. How are you doing tonight? Tonight's going to be a no camera stream because I just haven't felt all that great today. And I don't feel like getting all done up. So besides, it's probably better since I'm going to be reading some shit, if I have the camera off, because it's just better. So yeah. Shut up, Erin. Shut up. Okay. How's everyone doing? Who we got here? Hey, Lulu B. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mama Celeste. Hey, KB. Michelle was in every stream I've been on today regarding KJ. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Ruth. Yep, I have not had a chance to watch any streams. In fact, I didn't even know about this until, I don't know, until probably hours after everyone else did. I had a busy day today, so I just haven't really been online much until, like, I don't know, this evening. That's when I pretty much started looking around and shit. So yeah, interesting. I haven't read that much of it either. I glanced over like what they were. I downloaded everything and just looked at what they were real quick, but I haven't read a whole lot. But I wanted to, so I want to read like her declaration, Katie's declaration. And I do want to touch on 7M Amber's as well, but I want to focus on the other side for now. So as soon as I saw Southern Mountain Smiling, I knew Katie was in hot water. Really? Oh, this is, I'm getting, I know I'm not getting excited, but I do, it does make me feel a little bit happy. Not that she's going to like be miserable or anything like that. I mean, I really don't feel that way about Katie to wish any kind of emotion on her. But for those really that she's affected, I'm glad that just some people will find solace in this, and that's important. So that's very important, I think. Let's see. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. So, all right. Without further ado, also, so someone did send me a clip. I think it was Southern Mutton's video. Southern Mutton was talking about whether or not Katie Joy had uploaded stuff to her YouTube channel regarding 7M, and she actually did. She uploaded a lot of shit, and then most of it's still up. So, like, I went ahead and I went over to Playboard and I found them all and I pulled them all up. But yeah, I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 or 9. 8 or 9 that are still up. One I can't find. It's weird. I can't get it to pull up, but it's not listed on Playboard underneath deleted or anything either. So it's weird. But then there is one that is listed under deleted that I can't find anywhere. So that's interesting. But yeah, most of these are still up. And they were live streams and they were uploads, which is surprising because why would she still leave these up? This is crazy. So yeah. All right. But anyways, let me find the one I want to read. All right. So here we go. Now, I haven't skimmed over this to see if there's any like addresses or whatever. So let me just skim over this real quick. So it's only 6 pages. So it'll only take me a second. I just want to make sure that like nothing that's going to, I don't know, cause her any kind of harm or undue stress is listed on this or revealed, whatever. And all right, I see. Oh no, wait, I was only on page 4, page 5. And 6. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think her address would be on anything. Anyways, she uses I think her attorney's office for that kind of type of shit. So let me go ahead and share screen. Okay. So let me check chat before I get going, and then I'm going to get going. Yeah, some of these are a lot of pages, but I think like at least one of them is another lawsuit. Why the whole thing was posted or presented or given as I don't know, some sort of evidence or whatever is beyond me. Like, why wouldn't you just like cite specific parts or whatever from it? Because I can't imagine any judge is going to be like, oh, here, let me read this entirely related lawsuits to better understand possibly one, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's a very sloppy way to go about presenting your argument for someone. But also too, I want to say that after skimming through parts of this, I truly do believe that this answers the question that many people in the community have been wondering. And that was, where did she go? Like, she hadn't posted for quite a while. She hadn't live streamed. She hadn't, like, even on her Instagram, she hadn't posted on there, let alone any, video or whatever. But I think now we have that answer. I think she was off preparing and, dare I say, even writing parts of a couple of these motions. Yeah, because of the way they read, really. Like, this one I have pulled up. Let me see. Yeah. So the memorandum, I do think that she wrote a good chunk of that, especially in the beginning, because of the very fantastical words to describe like the direness or the extremity of the situation, when it's like, why are we putting this much work and effort into like presenting a show with words? It's a civil lawsuit here. It's, we're not going for an award. Well, actually you are, but you're not competing against other lawsuits for the award. It's crazy. It's just, I don't understand why it was done like that. But it does make for a much better read. I'll just say that much. So, all right. Nothing over at chat. All right, cool. Oh, hey, Purple Shill. How are you? Hi, William in Brooklyn. Hi, Sunny D. Glad to see you guys. Yay. All right, let's get going. So this is only 6 pages long. And here she states, I am the defendant. I make this declaration in support of my motion for summary judgment. I am a celebrity news journalist, publishing is without a crystal ball. I have a YouTube channel with approximately 394,000 subscribers and an Instagram account with approximately 146,000 followers. I'm regularly cited and reported on in national publications such as People Magazine, In Touch Weekly, The Today Show, and US Weekly. Among innumerable stories I've reported on over the last couple of years, I have reported on firsthand accounts of the personal experiences of dancers and influencers who formerly worked for plaintiffs, based on information I received directly and through other media outlets and court records. My income is primarily driven by my YouTube channel. My Instagram feed is monetized now, but when the posts at issue in this litigation were created, those posts were not monetized. No, but how did they become monetized? How did the account reach eligibility for monetization and have the already capability of paying out a profit? It was by and large solely due to posts made previous monetization, right? It built the channel up. So monetized or not, all of these posts, this whole situation, this whole reporting saga, it's applicable for judgment here, because without this, the channel would very likely have fallen short from doing what it's doing now, or the account, I should say, because we're talking about Instagram, not YouTube. Anyway, but when they were not monetized, I do not collaborate with brands. Not for lack of trying, though. I'm not an influencer. I'm a journalist that investigates and reports on entertainment news stories. My primary focus is on polygamous cultures and extremist religious groups. So that's entertainment for her. That's what she considers to be an entertaining news story. By her own words, her own description there. Interesting. The vast majority of my monetized content over the past few years has been about the Duggar family and sister wives. In reporting on these matters, I develop relationships with verified sources, conduct web searches, and review public records, such as property records, motor vehicle and vital statistic records, and court records. Most of my reporting is based upon sources that I name or documents that I excerpt directly into the post. My commentary is based upon my cumulative reporting and my knowledge related to the topics upon which I report. My reporting on plaintiffs is unflattering, but truthful. I do not have actual malice against any of the plaintiffs, really, because there's those videos I mentioned, how they're still up on her channel. It sure comes off as malice. It comes off as vitriolic. It just disgust, even. Like, if that's not personal, that's her being not personal, that's scary. So, and now my cat's meowing. I have no personal grudge against 7M Films, Robert Shin, Miranda Derrick, or James Derrick. They are simply the subjects of a story that has captured the interest of my followers. Most of the overwhelming majority of her followers never heard about any of these things until she freaking, like, damn near stuffed it down their throats. My opinion. I am not the only reporter interested in defendants. Many entertainment news outlets have reported that 7M, Shin, and the Shekinah Church have exerted cult-like control over 7M clients and church members. Stories have appeared in Rolling Stone, the Daily Mail, the Daily Beast, the Sun, and Business Insider, and in a number of smaller blogs and YouTube channels. And, interestingly enough, where else some news reporting have shown up regarding this? That's the entertainment website based out of India, Meow, MEAWW. Not quite sure how you would pronounce that. Meow. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't have the link right now, but I will provide the link in the description later on, where I wrote about Katie Joy and a previous connection to that site back in 2020. So I rewatched it today, and I forgot how interesting all that shit was that I learned. Anyway. Most recently, Netflix produced a documentary entitled Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok Cult. Former 7M clients and their families and friends, as well as Miranda Derrick's family members, former employees, and numerous other individuals who had personal knowledge have featured prominently in these stories. To the best of my knowledge, defendants are not suing Rolling Stone, the Daily Mail, the Daily Beast, the Sun, and Business Insider. They're not suing Netflix. They're targeting me because I'm small enough to punish through costly litigation. And to which I have to say, she might have a point there. I mean, it does seem like they're not suing any of them, but I mean, when you can just pretty accurately trace where they got their information from and trace it back to Katie Joy, then it makes sense to just not waste that time when they can just sit there and say, well, she said it. We did our part as a media organization. She's the one who put it out there as a media organization. So, okay, wait. I have the spinning rainbow for a second. There we go. Why did I jump all the way up there? Okay. Oh, there we go. As a journalist, I am accorded significant protection under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. I understand that these protections are not absolute and that a claim of defamation may arise if I make untrue statements with actual malice. My first report appeared after one of my followers tipped me off that Melanie, Dean, and Kelly Wilking had published a live video on Melanie's Instagram page. Prior to the Wilking video, I did not know the Wilking family. After my first report, I was able to obtain information from friends and family of 7M dancers, former members of the Shekinah Church, and from former 7M clients. Where possible, I have included sources for each of my posts. At times, sources have requested that I maintain confidentiality. I've released those names to plaintiffs under a highly confidential designation. During my investigation, I became aware of several lawsuits brought against Robert Shin, the Shekinah Church, and other entities affiliated with these organizations. I obtained copies of documents directly from court websites and, in some cases, directly from litigants. Specifically, I procured documents and information about Lydia Chung's lawsuit through the court's website. At no time did I ever knowingly publish a document which was covered by a protective order in a case where I was a party. A non-exclusive list of my human sources for the material I publish include, Lydia Chung, the former member of Shekinah Church, who sued him for fraud and violations of wage and hours laws. Leah Para, I'm not sure. Daniel's sister, Scott Hensington, an NBA talent coordinator who contacted the LA Clippers. Melanie Dean and Kelly Wilking. Priscilla Lee, one of the individuals sued by Shin and 7M Films in a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County, California. Ms. Lee has brought counterclaims in that lawsuit alleging fraud, promissory estoppel, human trafficking, forced labor, breach of fiduciary duty, various human rights violations, sexual battery, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and wage and hour violations. Tim Milgram, a director, cinematographer, and producer who worked with some of the dancers. Kylie Douglas, a former dancer. Trisha Miranda, choreographer. Lauren Gottlieb, dancer. Dana Alexa, dancer. May Loves Pink. Bino, I don't know how to pronounce it. Michaela, just other family members, dancers, other industry-related professions. I also spoke with many individuals who are personal friends of the 7M dancers who do not have public profiles. These non-public individuals should not be made part of this public record, although they have been disclosed to plaintiffs. In the course of my reporting, I often became aware, why did she have to disclose them to plaintiffs though? Wasn't she like protected under some shit? Like, Robert Shin, you're not going to get my sources. Try again. Like, not today, Satan, or some shit like that. Like, isn't that what she was saying? Right? But she had to give them up. Okay, interesting. In the course of my reporting, I often became aware of addresses for one or more of the plaintiffs through public record searches. Despite the fact that I was aware of these addresses, I never knowingly published the street address of any plaintiff. I hear that, and part of me thinks like, oh, you deserve a medal for that. It reads like that, comes across like that. Then another part of me thinks, is that kind of coming across as like not threatening, but kind of like menacing in a way? Like, I have all this information and I haven't put it out there. Just, saying, like, don't make me want to change that. It's, I don't know, my opinion, whatever. I've been in contact with oh shoot, what happened? Why is my ad block not working? Wait a second here. Oh, wait. It didn't even change on your screen. Oh, I see. Okay, that popped up on another tab. My bad. Okay, there we go. I've been in contact with those who have published articles about Robert Shin, the Shekinah Church, the 7M Dancers, and 7M Films. To the best of my knowledge, these publications have independently verified any information I might have provided. To the best of my knowledge, what? They have independently verified I provided. Maybe. They might have. They should have. I have been accredited as an archival consultant for Dancing for the Devil. And I every time I hear that, I just laugh a little bit because like that's really just an over glamorized way to say you handed over some screenshots, basically. I mean, because what else is there to archive and provide it as a consultant? Like everything else was found on public websites, like she says. So everything else was public knowledge. The only other in public or social media is too, but like a lot of that shit disappears, as we all know. So basically, she procured it by taking screenshots. That's what she did, right? Anyway, in this capacity, I granted the production company the right to use my social media content in their production. I was involved in assisting finding the sources of information, posts, clips, articles, documents, etc. I was not listed as a producer or director of the documentary series because that was not my role. I was not on site for filming, nor did I speak with any of the people who were on camera. Okay. During my reporting, I occasionally posted material that may not have been true. Occasionally. Like, I thought that was like the whole basis of her quote unquote reporting. For example, although I did report that I did not believe that Miranda and James Derek were married, I have since provided with a oh gosh, it's the only one thing. Oh, that's so funny. I could find no record of a marriage. Many people choose to. Okay. I had been provided with information that other 7M dancers who were claiming to be married were either not married or they were married to other people. I learned from Melanie Lee that early Shekinah church members were often matched and unmatched by church leaders, although many of these matches were never official marriages. Much of the information I've conveyed on my social media platforms has also appeared in mainstream publications with independently verified facts. Okay. See, that's the thing. If these other publications were able to independently verify any of these claims, then they wouldn't rely almost entirely or solely on Without a Crystal Ball's initial reporting of these things. They would just rely on the verified information and the fact that it was verified and how it was verified. Like they would have left her out of it almost entirely, maybe a small mention, but they wouldn't rely on her having reported it through her efforts as their own verification in a sense. The vast majority of my reporting was verified by former dancers and Shekinah church members who appeared on Dancing for the Devil. Okay. I've contacted no organizations who I knew contracted with 7M Films. What? That's bullshit. Wasn't it Forever 21 or something, like internet do your thing? Some shit like that. And there was something else too. And she was posting like screenshots of her DMs. Oh, well, maybe she never actually came out and stated that they were in fact her DMs. Maybe she's claiming that someone else did. I don't know. I'd have to see the post again. In the course of my reporting, I have received reports that others contacted companies to verify the status of 7M film contracts, and from time to time, I published those reports. To be clear, I did not contact the LA Clippers. Well, no, you contacted the other person, your source that you just named. So how does that not apply? How does that not prove that you were in fact behind much of that, for at least for that instance? Or any other company that I knew did or might be doing business with 7M. At no point or at no time was I specifically aware of any contracts or business arrangements 7M might have had with brands, except to the extent that they may have actually posted material about those brands. Well, duh. Okay. I've not agreed to stop publishing stories about the plaintiffs, and I have continued to publish well-sourced stories and fair opinion pieces about plaintiffs. Really? Huh. Okay. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Vanna and I had teamed up and we did a series. We did a couple series really, but one of the series we did was her series featuring or divulging mostly all of the information that she acquired throughout her RO journey with Katie. When Katie took out a restraining order against her, and then she retaliated with her own against Katie, and what all came about as they, went back and forth about what to do about things. For those who are unaware, both sides just dropped their ROs, and that was the end of it. But throughout Vanna's efforts, she did actually learn quite a bit of information, and this opened up like a plethora of information, to be honest. But some of it she's already shared. One of which was yeah. Should we minute plaintiffs? Can you I forgot where I was going with that now. Shit. I published those reports. To be clear, I did not contact. Where was I going with that? Shit. I got distracted by Michael here in the background, and now I've totally lost my train of thought. God damn it. I may have encouraged my followers to contact companies or language that could be interpreted as doing this, but that is protected activity under the First Amendment. I agree. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. So she says, I've not agreed to stop publishing stories about plaintiffs, and I've continued to publish well-sourced stories and fair opinion pieces. Well, throughout Vada's efforts, one thing she learned is that what Katie had reiterated is she said as much in her RO against Vada, and again, and so Vada learned this with a discussion she had with an investigator. And we revealed all this in the streams, but what I'm talking about is where Katie had reported to a law enforcement agency that Robert Shin was behind all this kinds of crazy harassment that she was receiving. Like, I don't know, man. I heard that and I thought, well, that's defamation per se, is it not? I mean, and here it is documented with an actual law enforcement agency. Like, that's crazy. And I'm wondering how well sourced that was before she shared that with this law enforcement agency. Like, what due diligence did she put into verifying any information, or her hunch rather? Because that's just crazy. It's crazy to me. Anyway. This lawsuit has caused me significant distress. Some of my social media channels have been hacked. I have been doxxed and swatted. Someone made a ham-fisted attempt to file a child protection report in my attorney's name. I am subjected to constant harassment online. People have created Instagram accounts specifically for the purpose of harassing me publicly without a crystal ball or clue. Oh my God. Like, is it... You all remember that account, right? That account was around for how long? They had nothing to do with Robert Shin. And let's just be honest here. These accounts that she's talking about, even if some of them were slightly or whatever inspired by the events between her and Robert Shin, that's just one thing that inspired these accounts. That's not the case though. It's her own behavior, her own claims, her own misinformation that's really inspired all these accounts, the parody accounts, the satire accounts, the anti-Katie community, the subreddit, the Discord, everything. It's been Katie that's inspired this. No one else. Like, no one else is that effective. Like, no one who wants to see someone suffer can just really recruit that many people so easily. That's not it. It's when people feel like just charged by something that they see. That's what does it. And that's Katie. The Wilking sisters too, also now deleted. I'm aware that some of this harassment has been instigated by Shin and those associated with him. How was she made aware of that though? Like, what made her aware of that? Was it her own, like, thought process? Was it an email? How was she made aware? At the very least, in other words, I may be wrong with my awareness there, but at the very least, this has to be the case. Shin, I don't know, statement that could be accurately accredited to being made by Shin. I haven't heard him talk about this. Yeah, she's played a couple of recordings, but those were not his words for the purpose of being put out there publicly. So that wouldn't apply. And even then, I don't think he talked about her. At least he didn't make it clear that he was talking about her. And I haven't seen any post or statement or whatever from him, or alleging to be from him. So I'm kind of curious how Shin has encouraged this harassment. And if it's been his associates, well, who are his associates? Anyway, as a minor public figure, I am familiar with the need to have a thick skin, but I do not feel that anything I have said warrants harassment and that threatens my family's safety. Okay, so there's that. The other one I wanted to go over is the memorandum. This one's a longer one. I'm not going to go over like every little part of that, but this I don't even know how much of this I'm going to read, I'll be honest, or what parts. But let's just, I don't know, figure it out as we go. But let me check chat real quick. Oh, my nose is getting all stuffy now. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Hey, hi, Haiti Joyless. Jill B, I don't know if I said hi to you. I don't know. Hi. Hi, Kristen. Let's see. I said hi. Yep, okay. Oh, I'm so happy that your mom's coming home tomorrow, Shell. That's awesome. Aaron should do auto books on YouTube, even like the Down to Sleep channel is awesome. I would totally do that. I would. I just love hearing my own voice. I'm not lying, though. Okay. Oh, now my nose is getting all stuffy. I don't know where my nasal spray is either. Darn it. Okay. Moving on. So let me go on over here. I'm not going to go through all 69 pages of this real quick, but just usually if there's any kind of address or whatever like that added to these things, it's usually done in the first couple of pages or the last couple pages. So, but I don't see anything. All right, let me check the last couple ones real quick. Yep, and we are, what's that? Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, so this is the memorandum. This is Defendant's Memorandum of Law in support of motion for summary judgment. So this is filed from Katie's side. And this is where the writing is just, it doesn't sound like an attorney. It sounds like someone who's trying to sell a story. Someone who's pitching Netflix, if you will, a story. This is how this reads. Defendants, Kathy, okay. 2.5 years after this lawsuit was commenced, plaintiffs find themselves at the center of a firestorm of media attention surrounding the Derrick's participation with the Shekinah Church and 7M Films Incorporated. Plaintiffs will tell this court that Catherine Paulson is the reason that they are experiencing this media attention. However, while Paulson might make a good scapegoat, plaintiffs have no one to blame for this media attention other than their own participation in a church that has been characterized by many individuals as a cult. Paulson was not the first person to report that Miranda Derrick had embroiled herself in the Shekinah Church. The first report was made by Derrick's family on Melanie Wilkins' Instagram page, which I want to say, okay, so reading this, plaintiffs have no one to blame for themselves, but she just said that the first report was made by the Wilkins family. So maybe they do have someone to blame. I don't know. Paulson, like numerous other entertainment news outlets, picked up the story after the Wilking video went viral, and Paulson's coverage wasn't unique. That's true. Well, it was unique in the sense that she kind of just made it up as she went along, in my opinion, but whatever. My opinion. Other publications spoke to former Shekinah members and 7M dancers and uncovered information about Robert Shin. Paulson's coverage may have been unflattering, but any reasonable observer needs to ask themselves why Paulson is to be blamed for plaintiffs' bad press when the story was so viral that Netflix produced a documentary about it. There is a cynical answer to this question, of course. Paulson is an easy target because she is an independent journalist using non-traditional media that offers high engagement. She is not rich. She doesn't have insurance coverage that covers this sort of lawsuit. But if the plaintiffs are persistent enough, they can drive her out of business, conveying the message that reporting about the plaintiffs comes with a hefty price tag. Plaintiff's lawsuit, though, has reached its natural conclusion. Plaintiffs have failed to establish a scintilla of evidence that Paulson's reporting on, what does scintilla mean? I'm going to look that up real quick. I never even heard of that word before, but I like it. I like that word. It sounds good. All right. SCINT. All right. It means a tiny trace or spark of a specific quality or feeling. Okay. Got it. All right. Scintilla of evidence that Paulson's reporting on Derricks, who are public figures, was motivated by actual malice. Without proof of actual malice, all of plaintiffs' claims must fail. But plaintiffs know this lawsuit is fruitless. Time and again, plaintiffs have been invited to provide proof that they were damaged by defendant's statements. They've declined to do so. Why? Because providing tax returns, contracts, and updated financial reports seems like a poor investment on a lawsuit that is dead in the water. But still, plaintiffs ask them to permit them to proceed to trial. On what? Defendants do not even have the basic information necessary to defend against plaintiffs' infringement upon their First Amendment rights. How dare they not provide our side with enough information to provide an adequate defense? It is for these reasons that defendants ask this court to grant their motion for summary judgment. Statement of issues. Plaintiffs' defamation claims must be dismissed as a matter of law because defendants' statements were subject to a qualified immunity and plaintiffs have failed to establish a material issue, a disputed fact that would permit a finding that defendants acted with actual malice. Even if plaintiffs' defamation claims were not subject to a qualified privilege, statements defendants made were either true, opinion, subject to the I don't even know how to say that word. Okay, we're going to skip over that. Abstention doctrine, or source from individuals and materials that defendants had a right to rely on. I want to hear how you pronounce that, though. Okay. I'm going to play for you guys. Well, I was going to try and play for you guys. It's not playing very loudly. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's playing through my earbud that I never turned off. That's why. Okay, now it will play.
Ecclesiastical.
Okay.
Ecclesiastical.
I never would have guessed that correctly, so I'm glad I didn't even try. All right, so back to the reading. Plaintiff's tortious interference with contract claim and intentional interference with prospective advantage claims must be dismissed because plaintiff's conduct was fully protected under the First Amendment and justified under the refusal to deal doctrine. Why does that sound familiar? What's refusal to deal? What? I feel like I should know what that is. Refusal to deal doctrine. Okay. That is the refusal to deal doctrine in antitrust law refers to the legal principle that a dominant company cannot use its market power to refuse to sell its products or services to a competitor, essentially excluding them from the market. If doing so would harm competition and be considered anti-competitive behavior. It essentially means a company cannot arbitrarily choose who to do business with, particularly when it holds a monopoly position. But Okay. Oh, to exclude competitors. Okay, I'm still not. I'm confused how that applies exactly, but that's a later discussion. Plaintiff's intentional infliction of emotional distress claim must be dismissed because plaintiffs had produced no evidence of emotional distress. Okay, I'm going to skip through those. So obviously, they're saying that this must be dismissed because they failed. They failed. Okay. Documents comprising the record: amended summons and complaint. Answer: affidavit of Robert Shin, affidavit of Miranda Derrick, affidavit of James Derrick, second declaration of Catherine Mansky Paulson, fourth declaration of Jennifer Moore. How many declarations did they make? Spreadsheet, deposition, complaint, order, decision, or award of the labor commissioner dated. Okay. Exhibit 8, order, memorandum, and bad rooster. Okay. News articles. Bunch of news articles. Okay. Notice though, like all of these news articles though are all dated after Katie first reported about this shit, right? Like seriously, like look at this. To sit there and say, well, they weren't the first, she wasn't the first one to talk about it, then you think that you provide examples of those who did so before her. Especially those if they had like anywhere near the reach that she had at the time. These are all after March, May, June. It's interesting how they just don't provide one from like January. Anyways, correspondence to Stavig, correspondence, email, Derrick apartment lease, confidential. Okay, that's good. Statement of undisputed material facts. Okay, I'm not reading all about their followers. We all know they all got a lot of people who follow them. Okay. A follower of Without a Crystal Ball, Defendant Catherine Paulson's social media brand, informed Paulson of the Wilking video, and on February 27th, Paulson began to report on the Wilking video. Now, it says February 27th, and the video came out on the 24th. So it took her 3 days to be told about this, to learn everything, or at least enough to satisfy herself, and then to put the information out there. Okay. Because she came on this right off the bat, like, this is a cult. They're criminals. This girl needs to be saved. Like that's been the narrative since day one. Paulson's primary outlet for reporting on these events was her Instagram feed, although she has published a very few reports on her YouTube channel. Okay, very few reports. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. 9 videos that I was able to find. There's one, like I said, I can't find anywhere. I find it showing that it's still up there, but I can't find it still up there. And then there's one more that is showing to be deleted. So that's 11. Now, for granted, in the grand scheme of Katie Joy's YouTube channel, that is a very small number of videos. Even in this time frame, it's still very small, but it's still more than just a very small few. And I would even argue that the Netflix documentary probably, I don't know, produced a lot more rewards for her than the channel has in her reporting of this. I started scrolling. Paulson's Instagram feed was not monetized at the time of the reporting at issue. She earned the vast majority of her income through her YouTube videos. None of the statements claimed to be the basis of plaintiff's complaint were published on Paulson's YouTube channel. The fuck they weren't. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Okay. All right, here I'm not going to play them, but here's what we're going to do real quick. We are going to we are going to keyword. What are you doing? Yes, Crystal. Keyword search her comments real quick, and just to see what she says in the comments alone. Okay, so here's the first one I had pulled up, and this one is titled "My Biggest Secret: Finally Coming Clean About My Lawsuit. New Netflix docuseries will reveal all." And this came out on April 25th, 2024. It's true. If we're going to now that I think about it, most of the shit that's went on her YouTube has been relatively recent. Like I don't think that there was much, or if anything, maybe done like in 2022, for example. I could be wrong, but we'll look at the dates up here in a moment. Anyways, so the comments here. Anyone defending this group publicly and accusing me or anyone else of harming these people will really, 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 big really look pretty bad after the series comes out. Trust me. This project was not done by me for profit or fame. I have spent so much on the lawsuit that there is no profit for me in this project. This project was fulfilling a promise to Kelly Wilking to help her get her daughter back. I always keep my promises. The docuseries is titled, okay. All right. I never stopped talking about it. Twitch was not involved. Wasn't deleted. I just woke up. What? Oh. I never backed off the lawsuit. It will be in the series. Okay. Isaiah is the recruiter for Robert and his son. Very different than Twin Flames. Okay. Yes, it's that. Yes, it's that Miranda and B. Slavic is also involved. He's very well known and was 4th place on season 50. Oh, that reminds me. So Utica, New York, evidently his, I don't know, appeared on the map of entertainment again. I guess the singer of The Voice is from here, or maybe not Utica in particular, but in the area. Anyways, I thought I read or I heard Utica though. That's interesting. I have no idea who it is. I haven't seen him or the show or anything, but I just learned that today. Interesting. Anyway, let's see. This is sort of like NXIVM, but not really. It's very, very different. Trust me. Just watch when it comes out. NXIVM was not religious. This group is religious. It's not self-help. Please let me clear this up. He is not assigned to, Wilmer. Okay. Robert Shins comes from the Pentecostal world. So heavy speaking in tongues. Okay. Okay, so there's that. The next one, I think I already searched this one. Yep, I did. Okay, cool. Oh, these are already mostly pulled up already. All right. This video is from June 13th of this year. Big 7M TikTok cult lawsuit updates. Our petition to investigate Robert Shin gets big media boost. Remember that? Remember? This is what she put on her YouTube channel. Yep. Working with, what's that one say? Oh, let's see. I have nothing to do with the commercials. Thank you so much. Robert says the M is for millennium. Hi, Kathy. Sorry, not interested. Hi, Kathy. I like you. All right. This one is, this one, do I have it pulled up? Yeah, I do. This is an urgent update and call to action to finally arrest 7M cult leader over this from May 31st of this year. This is what we aim to do. Oh, right here. Yeah, she's trying to encourage people to not engage with any of their platforms. So what I'm hearing is if we send paid comments of love on their Facebook and Instagram, then that might think that maybe we're not so bad. She said, just don't comment, period. Like I probably would have responded the same way. I didn't understand that. All right, so there's that. Not a whole lot of comments on that one. All right, this one is Miranda Derrick attacks her family, sues me for defamation over docuseries about her cult leader from June 4th this year. This sounds like somebody else. We knew his name started. Okay, yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about. They won't sue me again. They would go after Netflix and the production companies. Let's see here. I wasn't 100%. I broke the story and see right there. I broke the story. Someone says, I wasn't 100% understanding what your involvement with the 7M cult was. Can you please explain? Did you know Miranda is a friend prior to her joining? And did you have some bad experiences yourself with the cult? I heard you say that you were being sued by Miranda. That is so crazy and sad. Thank you for sharing this information and your insight on her latest comments regarding the documentary. Very disturbing and heartbreaking. She's like, I broke the story and I report on cults. I worked in the series as the archival consultant. Come on, duh. James isn't the problem. Let's see. All right, that's that. Okay. Oh, did I see the title of this one? I remember now. Yes, I did. Okay. Next, we have, there's only a couple more left pulled up here. Oh, this one only has 14 comments, and she didn't comment at all. But this was just, I'll show it real quick. Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok called a management company that is also a church. And it's only a minute long. I think that this was like a teaser that she just put on her channel. So that's all right. This one is my secret fight, broken, exposed, and scared to be on camera because of this, from May 28th. Hey friends, sorry of the audio. There's a lot of interest in the story. When the story went viral, I continued to post updates and haven't stopped covering the story regardless of interest or likes. The reporting needed to be done for those trapped inside. I can't speak to the political side. All the episodes are available. Yeah, my boundaries with my own family have to do with actual narcissistic abuse and lying to me my whole life about my grandfather. Okay. Hi, Katie. Oh, this is right. I took a screenshot of this one because this aged beautifully, in my opinion. Someone wrote, hi, Katie. Not sure if you saw, but a user named Radiant Brit made a video about you and your defense of Gypsy Rose and her family. I even said, this is your private Instagram DM. Katie says, I'm not going to stop supporting a family that has proven over and over again that they have not lied. I'm not going to be bullied to not support and be kind to a trauma survivor and victim of severe childhood abuse. If that makes me evil, I'll be evil to them. But standing with victims, no matter how messy their stories, is what my platform is built upon. Oh, yeah, that's some funny shit right there. That's some funny shit. Somebody comment about eyebrows. Okay. All right, and nothing related to my eyes. All right, so there's that. Okay, it's only, I have 2 more left up here. And this one, okay. This one is shocking revelations in series that got me sued. Huge legal battle ignites as dancers flee the cult, from May 2nd. This video is not about me. This question is funny because this is so not true. Oh, I love that one. So it said, regarding NDAs, is there any truth in the rumor that you, Katie, have everyone who comes to work or do a repair in your house sign an NDA? Just curious. This video is not about me, but like, since like everything is really about me, I'm going to go ahead and answer that and say that it's just so funny because it's just so not true. Immigrant from Toronto. Huh. Oh, did she call Shin an immigrant from Toronto? Is that what she did? I think she might have. They do use trolls, she says. This is true. I know the dancers that have left that are struggling with the trauma. It's not really a cult that dances. Okay. Oh, someone says, okay, I recognize that it's out of character for her, but her hair looks amazing, shorter and blonder. And Katie couldn't even let a simple compliment about Miranda's hair stand. She had to say, okay, Hannah. Like, seriously, how is she standing up for Miranda by shooting down that comment and the person making it? Like, how is that her being a voice for the voiceless here? She's being petty and jealous, which is really what I think fuels her, but okay. He for sure fair games like Scientology and sues everyone that speaks about him. This one here too. Vic is involved in the group. He's the biggest creator and makes them a ton of money. Dancers are allowed contact with their family on their own time. Like, can you imagine a company that you are associated with that does not let you do your personal family shit on their time? Oh my God. What a bitch, you know? All the signs of a cult: isolation, humiliation. Oh no, wait, what is this in response to? I'm not pulling it up now. Roberto or Hannah or whatever sock account you are from the cult. Your gaslighting is boring. You know damn well this story encompasses more than one family or one person reporting. If you think this is based upon my opinion, I think I could call the police and get you a 5150. You are really starting to lose it. You are also so committed. Also, Stacy stopped commenting. So maybe you need to get back on your Stacy account to stop looking like an obvious sock puppet from the cult. Then you are hysterical. Hey, we asked for Roberto's side of the story. We offered everyone a side of the story. All sides are shared. Literally, you are really committed to smearing the series. Maybe you should sue Netflix over your opinion that this isn't a documentary. So, and is this the last one? Yep, and this last one here. Dancing for the Devil, 7M TikTok call to hear Robertson's voice for the first time from May 28th. Oh, okay, there's only one thing on here. There's only 56 comments. This must not have stayed up late longer. What is this, a short video? Yeah, it's only 43 seconds. All right, never mind. Okay, back to the filing. And it's this one. Okay. Let me check chat before I jump back into it here. What do you want me to tweet? I can tweet it. It'll take me a minute though to tweet it because my shit runs so slow. I don't even have Twitter pulled up. Where's my phone? The hell's my phone? And I lost my phone. Seriously, where's my phone? Oh, there it is. It blends in with the thing on my desk. Yeah, I'll have to do it later. Anyway. Right, everyone's wanting to tweet it. Okay. And let's see here. I'm going to just like airdrop it to my phone and I'll do it through my phone so that way I don't hold the computer up for long. I'm going to hold it up for a minute here just to freaking airdrop the thing. Cause... Oh, wait a minute. My screenshots get automatically saved to my, to my iCloud. So it should be on my phone already. Browse, desktop. Okay, never mind. And is it this one? I'm going to do this. Why is that not working? All right. We're going to let this load for a minute and I'll do it in a minute. Great. Okay, now there we go. You might have lost me for a second because I saw this thing spinning around, but I'll pull that up and finish that in a minute. All right, so back to the filing. Is your YouTube channel monetized? Okay. None of the statements claimed to be the basis of plaintiff's complaint were published on Paulson's YouTube channel. Well, I think that might be a bunch of bullshit right there. My opinion. Okay, Paulson never had any contact with the Wilkings. The religious organization the Wilkings joined is called the Shekinah Church. Why does it keep saying Wilkings? I thought only one of them joined. The other one just considered it or something. Okay. I'm not going through all of this shit. The fact that is in fact the pastor or whatever, I don't really care. According to the Derricks, they are no longer members, although they made no public announcement to this effect. Well, they don't owe the public an announcement, so. Robert Shin is also the founder and owner of 7M Films, an organization that purports to be a talent management company. Paulson's first report about 7M occurred on February 27th. Again, I want to point out that if your argument is that you were not the first to report it, then when you provide a list of other people who have reported it, you think you would provide at least one of them to have reported it before your first report on February 27th, right? The fact that you don't do that almost kind of proves you're wrong. All right. Oh, shoot. Why wasn't it? Okay, so we're just going to have to do it like this. There's another screenshot, too, that I took that had to do with that. The conversation continued, but I didn't have it pulled up on that at that time. I don't know why. So I'm going to airdrop this real quick. Well, somewhat quick. Oh my God. I hate my computer. All right, airdrop. Keep telling Michael too, because my birthday's in a few weeks and I turn 50. So I'm like, I would love a new computer for a 50th birthday present. I think that that's reasonable. And it can be iMac again, I guess, but it doesn't have to be. I don't care. Yeah, this is going to have to wait. This is just taking too long. I'm not waiting all day for this. But I really thought that I would have that in my files. Desktop. Kind. Okay. And date. This is annoying because it really should be in my desktop there. I don't know why it's not. All right, never mind. So here we have an Instagram. I think that this is her first reporting of them. The seven mountains of influence, a Pentecostal belief to take over the world. 7M Films is a management company that manages a group of dancers that is all over social media and TV right now. The company was formed less than a year ago by Robert Shin. Shin is also the founding organizer of Shekinah Church based in Santa Ana, California. Okay. In this post, Paulson stated that, that refers to the 7 mountain mandate. In his deposition, Shin stated that this was not true. The 7M referred to the 7th millennium. Later on the same day, Paulson posted the receipt for her claim the 7M's films was connected to Shekinah Church through Robert Shin. Okay. The next day, Paulson posted a video that shows Vic White and Aubrey Fisher stating that Chloe Shin, Robert Shin's daughter, chooses the music for them. Oh my God. It's such damning information. Chloe chose the music. That bitch. Paulson posted a video of Mr. Derek and then Miranda Wilking in 2019 and described Mr. Derek's history with an extremist cult he belonged to prior to his involvement in the Shekinah Church. According to Paulson's post, Mr. Derek met Isaiah Shin in 2019 and began to collaborate with him. Thereafter, Mr. Derek was invited to weekly Bible studies, and thereafter he began introducing Ms. Derek to the group. Plaintiff's complaint seems to object to Paulson's editorial comments added to the post that B- is a victim of the Shins. He was also used to lure Miranda in. They needed women dancers. They've been grooming her for years. Wow. They most likely made her believe that her family was abusive and that her friends would never understand. In a second post on March 1st, Paulson plays a portion of a video by one of Mr. Derek's friends, Samantha Long, and summarized Ms. Long's video as follows. She said that he, James Derek, has changed dramatically since joining the group. She shared in her live, which I've cut for time, that he has become immersed in conspiracy theories. His political views have seemingly also altered, more conservative. She said he seems detached from emotions, robotic, and doesn't seem to connect to anyone's pain anymore. Samantha said his marriage to Miranda was shocking. Oh, I remember that, because he never expressed desire to get married anytime soon. That's right. And she's like, he doesn't tell me anything. He doesn't talk to me anymore. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, he's not going to talk to you now. I'm thinking if my husband had some chick on this viral video saying how my husband's just not very attentive to her pain anymore, doesn't show his emotions with her. It's very robotic. I'd be like, bitch, you ain't never going to talk to him again. What are you talking about? What do you care? That was crazy. So yes, the dancers do respond. Oh, what was that? Samantha wants everyone to know this group is preying on vulnerable dancers who are struggling professionally, which is, I think, the majority of dancers, especially in LA. The dancers are being promised fame, money, high production levels, going viral daily as long as they sign with the management, isn't that what management's supposed to do? Management is supposed to take you on as a client when they get your signature and do all that they can to make your dreams come true. So she's saying that the dancers are being promised their dreams and going viral daily as long as they sign with the management. Okay. But that's what they're doing, right? They're going viral. I don't know, other than Paula Abdul, I couldn't tell you the name of a single dancer, like ever, anywhere. Well, maybe Kevin Federline too, but I think that's, I don't know. But other than that, like, I know these people's names. And I think it's largely because of 7M, right? Because look where they landed up. Anyway. Management is controlling everything, even the social media. Oh no, what was his name? Jennifer Lopez. Didn't she marry a dancer? I can't remember his name though. Whatever. So many don't know how to reach the dancers. The social media managers are blocking any family member and friends that try to reach out. Okay. Well, I mean, everyone has social media managers, right? I would think, I don't know, if I was a famous person, I would have like the famous public account, and then I would have a private account under some other name other than my own that would be completely inconspicuous, I would hope. So that would make sense. So yes, the dancers do respond to people sometimes, but the interactions are not the same. What? Wait a minute. Let me read that again. Management is controlling everything, even the social media. So many don't know how to reach the dancers. The social media managers are blocking any family member and friends that try to reach out. So yes, the dancers do respond to people sometimes, but the interactions are not the same. People who don't push back are likely not pushed out. Check Samantha's full video on her page. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, shortly after the previous post, Paulson went live. Okay. Paulson's video is almost 25 minutes long, but plaintiffs have summarized what they believe to be the defamatory content as 7M is committing crimes, including human trafficking. 7M stopped Miranda Derrick from going by herself. 7M clients are all a part of the Shin's church. Robert Shin believes he gets prophecies from God. 7M cuts off all of its clients from speaking with people outside of their organization. It's like a Jim Jones cult. 7M monitors clients when they're on the outside. Psychologically abuses clients. Doesn't allow Miranda to drive. The video does state, but it sounds okay. So basically, they summarized what plaintiffs, or they gave the summary the plaintiffs provided about what was defamatory on this video, and then they come back and say, "Well, the video does state, but it sounds like what's happening here is illegal, and the information I'm receiving here is making me feel like human trafficking is happening." Paulson cites two reports by others who indicated that Ms. Derrick was not allowed to be alone and that she had eyes on her at all times on a shoot. The post does state that Ms. Derrick appeared to be driven everywhere. Well, I'm driven everywhere too. I mean, I'm not in a cult. In a second post that day, Paulson included an excerpt of the same video. In a second live video on March 1st, Paulson read from a 2011 lawsuit brought by Lydia Chung against Robert Shin, the Shekinah Church, and other entities controlled by Mr. Shin. The lawsuit alleges defendants exerted undue influence, mind control, coercive persuasion, oppression, and other intimating. I would think that they would be like intimidating, but intimating tactics in the name of, quote, opening up and being honest to God, to cause plaintiff Lydia to reveal and give to them control over all her personal financial information. The lawsuit also states that the defendants exerted undue influence, mind control, the defendants of that lawsuit exerted, right? I think. Exerted undue influence, mind control, coercive persuasion, oppression, and other intimating tactics so as to cause Chung to provide labor for defendants and to sever all relationships with her friends and family. How did that lawsuit end? Was this the lawsuit that the court ruled against the alleged victim? I believe it is, but I could be getting them confused. After discussing the fact that the case was resolved possibly through a settlement, Paulson stated that Kelly Wilking was concerned that her daughter was not being paid. She further indicated that she was told by a choreographer friend of Aubrey Fisher that he was watched constantly while on set and he was not permitted to talk to anyone on set. Paulson indicated that if Chung's allegations were true, that would constitute human trafficking. According to the United States Department of Justice, quote, human trafficking, also known for trafficking in persons. Okay, I'm not reading all that because I would like to keep this monetized. The post clearly states that she's not using the term human to refer to that kind of trafficking. Okay. Plaintiff's complaint asks the court to determine what aspects of this post are defamatory using the following summary. Quote, 7M is destroying their clients' lives. Please see post for specific allegations. The video was more than 1 hour long. Besides the discussion above, Paulson says a lot of non-controversial things in this video. For example, she says that the dancers are extremely talented and that they have the right to earn a living and be successful. She advises her audience that talent managers should not be controlling their personal finances. Paulson posted another live video. Following statements are defamatory. Okay. You know what? Huh. Paulson discusses the fact that she's discovered many Shekinah 7M film insiders have had name changes. She also, well, wouldn't that mean that some of them been married? I mean, wouldn't that be a reason? She also discussed reports that Shekinah members must obtain permission from church leaders to do everyday tasks and are penalized if they do not submit to the church leaders' dictates. Paulson traces this to a doctrinal emphasis on submitting to God through the church leadership. Plaintiff's complaint summarizes this post as follows. Every person at 7M has changed their names and has a different alias. 7M's clients cannot do anything without consulting Daniel Joseph, including buying a t-shirt or seeing friends and family. Robertson tells his clients if they are not submitting to him, they are not submitting to God. If clients miss church, 7M takes away business opportunities from them. 7M clients have meetings 4 times a week and are forced to, quote, work their way into church. If you are pulled out of church, you cannot do jobs. Your pay is taken away. Miranda Derrick missed a family funeral because 7M wouldn't pay her if she went. Shin has access to all of his clients' bank accounts and brings it up in church. 7M doesn't pay their clients. Their clients don't know how much they're being paid. Robert Shin is telling clients they must submit to him, and okay. All right, I'm not going to make a comment here about how that is just a very handsome man. I'm not going to go there. Nah. Isaiah Shin called out, who was friends with Slavic and was roommates with Slavic's best friend, is calling, Jake Kodish, who was friends with Slavic, is calling out Isaiah Shin after Miranda Derrick blocked him. Given that the management is controlling the dancers' social media, friends and family are being blocked from contacting the dancers. It's possible that the person themselves blocked this person because they could have had a falling out, any number of things. Or maybe because like all these people are coming out of the woodwork who they haven't heard from in forever because now they're like in the news because of this crazy woman from Minnesota's reporting, in my opinion. Maybe that's why they're blocking people. It could be. The management is isolating the dancers and dictating their every move. It's nice to continually see friends standing up. Also, this is shared with permission from Jake. I'm going to honor the dancers' right to use their own. Okay. Plaintiff's complaint interprets the post as being defamatory as follows. 7M is controlling the client in social media. Oh, we already read all that. In the first of 2 posts on March 4th, 2022, Paulson posted a video of Ms. Derrick doing similar dances in many videos. Her commentary states, today we learned that the dancers are worked constantly by the management. Due to the demands, the dancers are forced to recycle choreography from one video to the next. This variation by Miranda is seen over and over. The pastor doesn't care as long as they make money, allegedly. Robert Shin also told them that God told them the magic to the algorithm for videos. Well, the fact that these accounts blew up so quickly and so largely like they did, and I'm guessing the money came shortly thereafter, I'm going to say that for all we know, maybe God did give him the magic algorithm. He got it somewhere. And can you imagine a world where like dance moves are done more than once? Can you imagine that? Like, oh my God. Can you imagine what a wedding season must be like with the electric slide? Holy shit. That would be hell on earth. This is crazy. They're forced to recycle choreography. The dancers were constantly. The second post on March 4th is another longer piece of commentary. She states that Robert Shin is telling his clients, Christ wants them to be a certain way. 7M is a cult. Robert Shin believes he has been selected by God. Okay. And they're all underpaid. and exploited. In the video, Paulson provides commentary about cults and opines about what might happen as the story develops based upon her cumulative reporting. And she does state that Shin is manipulative. However, she also discusses the economics of dancing and social media. She opines that she believes that 7M dancers are underpaid. She does not state that 7M underpays its dancers. What? I gotta read. She opines that she believes that 7M dancers are underpaid, but she does not state that 7M underpays its dancers. Like, fuck out of here. It's some fancy dancing right there, I'd have to say. Oh, I remember this post. Dad, this was kind of, I don't know. Okay. The worst part of this cult is that they are preying on Black dancers, exploiting them, and then making them believe that everyone is mad at them because they are Black. On the contrary, everyone loves the Black dancers and wants the cult to stop harming them. And then Melanie and her boyfriend, let's stop making the Wilkins issue with B- about race. It's not about race, it's about a cult. And they show Melanie and her now husband, because he's Black. And is it just me, or does this just come across as like I have plenty of Black friends or something, right? That's how this comes across. I don't know. And who was it that was making it, quote unquote, making it about race? Was it a white person or was it a Black person? It was B-, right? I think from my recollection, he was the one talking about it. So yeah, let's completely just, disregard his claims there, because he's what? Just a Black person? I mean, that's so fucking, I don't know. I know, but I don't know. That's exploitative, in my opinion. Plaintiffs feel that this... Okay, I already read that. Plaintiffs also objected to the commentary in Paulson's next post on March 6th, which says, from almost 2 years ago, just leaving this here, relationship ruined by the Shins. Love you guys. Kelly Wilking, 25 years down, forever to go. Happy 25th anniversary. Thank you for being by my side through this incredible journey. I love you so much. Feeling blessed, yada, yada. In the comments, B- says, happy anniversary. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We love you too. Oh, from almost 2 years ago. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's great. No one said that they were hating each other the entire time. I mean, even all of them state that he was living with them for some time, that B-. So, of course, they got along. I mean, this was 2 years prior. It's being defamatory because it stated Shin's ruined relationship between the Derricks and Derrick's family. That's why. Okay. All right. Or maybe it was just the people involved in the relationship. And 1 second, I have to mute for a second. I'm being called. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Let me check chat real quick while I finish chewing this potato chip. That's a very good point, Kristen Kennel, up Idaho. Look at the hundreds of posts per day that Katie cranks out. Something totally new in each one. Recycled info, much like their dance routines, right? Good point. See, and the impression I get too when I learn a little bit about this family, or whatever, is that they were a very close family, and that's great. And I'm a little jealous actually, but I think that everyone was very, very happy with how close it was, and what the kind of life that this entailed for everyone except for Miranda. She was the oldest child, so I think that she probably felt like she couldn't really do anything. I mean, what she started taking dance lessons. Her sister wanted to be like her, so her sister took them. So then Miranda wasn't no longer like Miranda the dancer. She was one of the half of the Wilking sisters dancers. It just seems like this girl just never actually was able to break free and shine on her own, really. And even to hear them talk about when they were living out together out in LA and going on auditions and everything, it was like it comes across as if they had some sort of agreement that either both of them get hired or no one gets hired. And I don't know if that's the case, but that's how it reads to me. And so yeah, so chances are Miranda just saw the rest of her life being one half of her younger sister's life, basically, because everything she tried to choose and do for herself, someone latched on, and I get it, they're sisters. I mean, sisters do that. I mean, I'm not judging Melanie at all for it. I'm not giving Melanie any shit for it, whatever. I don't blame her. Chances are I would have done it too, but I'm just saying I can kind of understand why Miranda just kind of ventured out and was so adamant about venturing out on her own. Who can blame her? That's all. That's my opinion, though. What the hell do I know? Don't listen to me. All right, go back here. After Miss Derrick published a live video on her Instagram, Paulson went live to discuss Miss Derrick's use of the Bible and to discuss cults in general. At the conclusion of the video, Paulson was asked about an address she had given in a prior video as belonging to the church. The commenter pointed out that the address she gave is the home of a Catholic church. Paulson clarified that the address was a historical address associated with the Shekinah church. Plaintiff summary states. Okay. 7M is a religious cult, tells people not to interact with 7M or their clients because they are a cult. 7M is exploiting their clients. Yeah, okay. While Paulson certainly doesn't deny that it is her opinion that Shekinah is a cult, and her reporting did, in fact, reveal evidence that 7M dancers were being isolated from their friends and families. Really? I didn't see. Okay. I saw evidence maybe of some strained relationships, sure, but I saw no evidence depicting what would be the cause of that. But anyway. So I fairly represent the content of it. For example, Paulson clarified that she wasn't accusing anyone of committing crimes. Yeah, okay. Well, that sure changed. If that's true, that sure changed. Plaintiffs contend that Paulson uploaded a post on March 8th that said, all of 7M of Robert Shin's clients are victims. Shins are cult leaders. Robert Shin is a narcissistic person. Robert Shin asked his clients to live on his property. Robert Shin told someone that God instructed him to teach young women about sex. Robert Shin has conditioned people not to think. Robert Shin targets young women to induce them into his cult. Defendants have searched but have not been able to locate the post. Plaintiffs have declined to provide a copy of any post that they might have archived. I'm sure it's somewhere. Defendants were, however, able to locate a second post that plaintiffs believe is evidence that Paulson, quote, admits to contacting the LA Clippers to get them to cancel their contract with 7M and their clients. However, the post says no such thing. Well, that's not the post that I remember this post, but that's not the post where I remember her kind of revealing that she was behind the ending of that contract. But anyways, says, last week I contacted my colleagues at the LA Clippers to share information about this discovery and to ask them to look into it further and possibly separate with the Crump team, including all of the guys and led by Daniel, where I'm told they always let to themselves and for the most part disassociated with others while in the arena. Okay. Good news. They were canceled for the performance they were supposed to do that same night, as well as indefinitely. And the Clips agreed to launch an investigation into this group further in the meantime. Are the Clips an investigative team? Like, are they known for their like lengthy investigations? What does that even mean? They're going to launch an investigation. It sounds like they fed you a line of bullshit, but that's my opinion. I have spoken to multiple talent agents and managers along with industry insiders who have applied pressure to the Clippers management to cut ties with 7M. Interesting. So you spoke to them in hopes that they would apply pressure? Because that's how it sounds. Last week, an insider told me the Clippers abruptly canceled the show for the week. The same thing happened this week. We are hearing extremely well, right there, it says the same thing happened this week. So that sounds to me like this is a new development, like brand spanking new. And you already said you have spoken to multiple talent agents and managers, along with industry insiders. So did you talk to all of them in a span of like, say, 12 hours? You know? We have heard that he and his team have been planning to build a sanctuary for artists to live, work, and pay them for everything. To which I have to say, fuck you. Oh, think about this though, okay? I mean, I'm looking at this for granted as a selfish parent, I guess. Say, think about it. Imagine you have like a 20, 21-year-old daughter who wants to move to LA and become a famous dancer or become a successful dancer, we'll say. And you know, she's going out there with probably not much money saved, you know, if any, not much prospects, you know, maybe she knows someone, maybe she doesn't. Chances are she knows a few people though, you know, she won't be going out there completely alone probably. Now, would you rather her get out there and just find a place to stay or find a roommate, you know, on the spot and live somewhere in some affordable part of the city? Or would you prefer that she stay on someone's property, like something like this, not a commune, obviously, but like a I don't know, sort of like a development, I guess you could say, but just like this private property where like everyone has their own apartment and they're charged, you know, their rent and everything through their working, and they get to hang out all day and create content for social media and make money that way. Would you prefer that? Especially if you caught wind that the people who were running this were also leaders of a church, meaning that there's it's unlikely to be a place where, like, you know, there's drugs running rampant or, you know, just a lot of bad characters, maybe, you know. Well, no, it's a church. There might be some. But all right, I digress, and I apologize for my church loving viewers, but I'm just keeping it real. I mean, would you prefer that that's where your daughter ended up, or would you prefer that she not have that security or that protection? I don't know. Fuck you, Katie. I feel like Katie just really set up to ruining this for a lot of possible young women who moved out there. My opinion. The post is only evidence that she contacted people who contacted the Clippers, right? But did she contact them before they contacted the Clippers? Because she spoke to them seemingly with the intent of convincing them to apply pressure. I mean, that just sounds like it's one step removed, but it's the same thing. Maybe not legally, but in my mind it is. Plaintiffs contend the Paulson uploaded. Okay. Robert Shin's church is forcing the Derricks, I'm guessing, to live in a property owned by them. 7M is a cult engaging in it. Okay. Defendants have searched but have been unable to locate the post. I remember seeing that post. I remember reading that. Because it just blew my mind away that she's complaining that here's this management company that's just offering to take the reins in so many aspects of these creators' lives so that they have the ability and the freedom to, in fact, create. Like, that's got to be pretty amazing. Robert Shin does not allow clients to own their own car. Okay. He's spying on the clients. In fact, the post shows Paulson reading an excerpt of a pleading filed by Lydia Chung in Catherine's bankruptcy proceeding. Chung did make these allegations against Shin and Shekinah. Paulson did indicate the results of motor vehicle searches in the state of California, which showed no record of any vehicles owned by either James Derrick or Miranda Derrick. Dude, I mean, I'm not even a dancer living in LA. And if I could get away with not having a car, I'd do it in a second. I mean, that's just to not have, I mean, sure, yeah, there's some freedom or whatever you might have to sacrifice for to a certain extent, but you can always rent a car if need be for a day or two or for a trip or two or whatever. You know, there's other means of transportation too. You know, there's Uber everywhere. Like, what? Anyway, I think Katie's just controlled by the automotive industry. Wait a minute. Yeah, let me read this. Yeah, I caught that too. I think that's why I read a line already where she said that she never knowingly published anything that was under seal or whatever that she was a party to. You know, I still feel like that might have been a kind of a tip or a reference to that. But I think that the Chung lawsuit, anyways, was it? Let me see here. Yeah, the Lydia Chung lawsuit. I think that this whole thing has already been released by Katie, like at least once, probably more than that. But because I remember reading this one other time before. I don't remember how exactly I got a hold of it, but I it had been through Katie because where else am I going to go looking for it? Really, I wouldn't even know where to look for it. And usually it's something like this you have to pay for. I sure as hell wouldn't pay any money for it. So I'm thinking she had to have put it out there once before. But yeah. But you might be right, though, too. That might be why she submitted the whole thing. Oh, that could be interesting. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. In the second post, also excerpts from the preceding video. Alleging that Shin gave her a massage in quote in improper place. Now, does that mean improper place like on her body or improper place like they did it in, I don't know, a Burger King restaurant or something? Like, what's the improper place? Because if it's a massage, then if it's anywhere outside of like a massage place, it could be considered an improper place. Or if it's anywhere other than the shoulders, it could be improper. I don't know. I just feel like I should say more than that. And captions the post, cults always come back to that. Plaintiffs contend that this post says 7M is a cult. Robert Shin abuses women. Well, that's what it's saying. It's saying. I mean, Robert Shin is the leader of this cult. No, Shin gave the massage improperly. So, and I mean, that's exactly what she's saying. That's exactly what Katie's saying. So the plaintiffs, I think, are correct in that assessment. Paulson posted a third time on March 9th. Isaiah Shin says that Miranda Wilking is the most free because she has her own house and car. Fact, without a crystal ball, located the home she and B- share. Well, why is she putting share in there? Like, it's not her own home. She shares it with her husband. It's not hers. The home is also home to Reno. Shirley Kim is a listing agent for the home. The home is a rental. The rent listed on a for rent listing says they pay over $3,000. The home is not their home. I should say the house is not their home. The church facilitated the rental and moved them in with Reno. There are no cars registered to Miranda. If she has a car, this is not in her name. It could be at least through the church, or it could be under B-Dash's name. I don't know. Okay. Plaintiffs again repeat their complaint that Paulson published private information about Shin's address. Posting private information about Robert Shin's address, claiming a property is a cult compound. 7M is forcing clients to live in bad neighborhoods. Robert Shin is stealing money from his clients. Well, technically it would, I think, fall under the definition of a compound, maybe. So, okay. Robert Shin's church, Shekinah Church, is now located in the Sunland neighborhood of Los Angeles. The church formerly housed a school called Smart Academy. The school was operated by a woman connected to the church. The property sits on almost 15 acres. There is a main building where they have studios and an auditorium. There are also multiple homes and apartments on the property. Entrance into the compound is not allowed to the public. Well, because it's not a public neighborhood, probably. All entrances have gates. A tall fence and brick walls surround the property. Hence, it's a compound. Last I checked, they weren't illegal. Paulson obtained this information through a public records search. Paulson did state that the dancers are housed in areas that are not safe, noting that there is a great disparity between Shin and his dancers. She editorialized that Robert's dream of keeping all the money the dancers make seems to be a reality. In a second entry for this post in plaintiff's complaint, plaintiffs assert that Paulson defamed them by stating, quote, "The dancers are grouped in homes within the same area in home owned by the church or managed by the church." Nowhere does the post say this. What? What? Not this post, but others have. Absolutely. Something was just right up here that was talking about that. Where was it? Robertson's church is forcing the Derricks to live in a property owned by them. Okay, yeah. Oh, that one, they've been unable to locate the post. All right, I see. Okay, so I'm sure that is stated somewhere, because you know that we all know that Katie has made that statement way more than just once, whether it be in text or voice. Okay. The dancers are grouped in homes within the same area owned by the church and managed by the church. Okay, Paulson posted a live video where she stated that she would not be sharing dancers' addresses. She also opines that dancers are living in areas that are not particularly safe and that they are living in groups. Therefore, Paulson does give her opinion that Shekinah is a cult. Well, it requires more than just living in like a boarding house to be considered a cult, does it not? I mean, if that's the case, then every college dorm would be a cult. And only the sororities and shit are. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Plaintiffs summarize the post as follows. I really was making a joke there about the sororities. I really don't know. But fraternities, maybe. I don't know. Robert Shin directed. No, I'm sorry. You know what? No. The fucking science and math clubs. Those are called. I'm kidding. Sorry. Okay. Robertson directed Miranda Derrick to meet with her parents. 7M is a cult. Daniel Joseph of 7M controls all of the client's decisions. Although the video does talk about access dancers might have with their family, it does not discuss Miranda Derrick meeting with her parents, except to say that Ms. Derrick had posted a live video where she was meeting with her parents. How do you even make that sentence? It does not discuss Miranda meeting with her parents, except to say that she met with her parents. How is that not discussing Miranda meeting with her parents when you state that that's what she did? Okay. Similarly, although the post does talk about Daniel Joseph, the video does not state that Daniel Joseph controls all of the client's decisions. Well, no, she never said that he controlled them all. He said that he was one of the mentors or whatever. After being advised to post a live video, Paulson posted a video about the meeting, which says, Robertson is in damage control mode. He's allowing Miranda to meet with her parents. Oh, so she didn't discuss the meeting except for when she discussed the meeting. Okay. He's allowing Miranda to meet with her parents. Miranda went live briefly to show the encounter. She does not look happy, you think? Paulson, or public pressure to cults will make them respond to try to disprove every other facet of the situation. You notice how she gives all these explanations for things as they happen or as they occur? I mean, it's all these explanations are just quite convenient for her narrative. And that's what she's doing. She's taking something that happens and she's working it. She's working it to sell her narrative, to sell this image. It's not her predicting shit. She's just formulating her narrative to fit with shit that she's just recently learned had happened. And again, I think I've stated this once before. I'm going to discuss it again real quick. This reminds me of this card trick that my family used to do. I remember when I was a kid. And basically, someone would hold a deck of cards, and without anyone knowing, they would look at the top card and see what it was, and say it was the 2 of hearts. Okay, so you would ask the person, name the 4 suits. So they name all 4 suits. Then you say, okay, pick 2 of them. Now, if they picked spades and clubs, you'd say, okay, but that leaves hearts and diamonds. Pick one of them. But if they had said hearts and diamonds, you'd say, okay, pick one of them. See, they're formulating the way that they go about leading you to this place by taking things that you are telling them, by taking things that they're learning you say, hearing you say. You know, and you think and you feel like you're being led there when in actuality you're leading them there in a sense. Or no, you think I don't know how to word that, but you get the point. It's tricky. But it's not really. Miranda cutting off her parents is only one part of the problem. The dancers are living under tight control and not allowed to do anything without Daniel Joseph's permission. Miranda's family situation is a problem, but the control, working, and living situations are another. 7M will use this to say they aren't controlling Miranda or the other dancers. So in other words, like, this is how you know that they are in fact guilty of the things that we're accusing them of, is when they deny them. You know that's how you know that they're telling that they're lying. That's literally what she said at one point in time in this story. The fact that they were denying the claims made against them is proof that the claims are in fact true and that they're lying. Yep, I'm not even exaggerating. It's exactly, almost verbatim probably, what she said. It's crazy. Okay, plaintiffs contend that a 5th post on March 10th, although the post was actually dated March 9th, was a confidential court document covered by a protective order. 2011 deposition, Robertson admitted his sister performed a, quote, hostile takeover of his church. He stated he was the only person that was to make decisions, and they didn't listen to him. In another part, he admitted that he tells members to bless him with money. If they give him money, they are blessed by God. If they don't pay him, he says they are cursed by him and God. Robertson admits he is supposed to make all decisions in the group, okay? Plaintiff did not provide a copy of this protective order in discovery. It is undisputed that Paulson was not a party to any protective order in place in the 2011 laws. Oh, okay. So that's what she meant. All right. So to the person who texted me, I apologize. I took her saying how she did not knowingly share anything she was not a party to. I took that to mean one thing when now I see that it meant something else. It's true, she was not a party to the lawsuit in 2011. But that doesn't change the fact that it was still a protective order that she took it upon herself to make public. But she wasn't a party to the lawsuit, so she wasn't being held to task under the same terms or something. I mean, I don't know. If that, maybe that is the case. I don't know. But if that is the case, then really, she just proved me right, and Steve, and among a few other people's, because when her whole year thing ran out of time between her and Steve, and I came out and I read all the records and shit that I had, she kept saying, "Oh, they're protected, but they weren't though. They weren't protected. Just the people involved, or the attorney, or the court. The court couldn't give out the information, but the information could still get out there. But she kept crying and saying that it was protected. Well, by her own definition here and explanation, no, they weren't. So she needs to make a decision. Is it more important that she's seen as being right, or that she's seen as being in agreement with me? No, is it more important that she's seen to be wrong, or that she's right and in agreement with me? Yeah. Okay. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. I am going to wrap this up, I think, in a few minutes, though. And I plan on coming back and reading more about this, probably tomorrow afternoon, because I don't go into work until 5, so I have a lot of time tomorrow. Okay, next Paulson posted a letter written by Daniel Joseph in his capacity as associate pastor of the Shekinah Church in support of Shirley Kim's appointment to a board of the Sunland Tahuga Neighborhood Council. Joseph stated, quote, "Our ministry is centered around reaching the entertainment industry," end quote. Using her cumulative reporting that, 1, there was substantial overlap between 7M management and church leadership. 2, 7M likely stands for Seven Mountain Mandate. And 3, 7M and the church control key aspects of dancers' lives. Paulson opines, quote, 7M is not only trying to control the dancers, they also want to control the government. Plaintiffs contend without explanation that this post is defamatory. Well, yeah. Paulson posted. It's so annoying to say. Another video that plaintiffs summarize as follows. 7M dancers exhibit numerous signs that they are being used. Signs of usement. The actual post is as follows. 7M dancers exhibit numerous signs that they are being used. I'm just going to use the word used there. Please do not be lured by any of these dancers to join their church. I want people to know that using humans is alive and active on social media. Smiles on faces do not at all mean someone is safe or happy. Here are the warning signs via the hotline. Someone may be experiencing this or exploitation if they feel pressured by their employer to stay in a job or situation they want to leave. Oh my God, that's like the majority of Americans, right? Like, we would all love to leave our jobs. Well, I actually like my job, but throughout the majority of my working life, I didn't. So I can relate to that feeling. Paulson's concerns were based on her cumulative reporting and are clearly opinion. But what qualifies her as making the I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. The knowledged opinion about what these signs would look like. Because she could just be making shit up as she goes along, which she is, but I mean, so for her to state that these signs are there, I mean, I don't know. Plaintiffs contend that another post on March 9th was defamatory because it said that Robertson is using the dancers to further his real estate companies. The post shows dancers appearing in an ad for a real estate listing for realtors who, upon information and belief, were employed by a company controlled by Shin. Even if that claim is true, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think the dancers really care so much like where they go to dance. I mean, they think they do, but I don't think that they're too concerned if their dancing helps sell the building, really. Why would they be? But I do think that if that is the case, then perhaps a cut of the proceeds or whatever should go to the dancers. Not just the social media part of the payment, but also the real estate earnings. Not all of it, but a portion, I think. All right. March 10th, Paulson posted, "We are in a cult. For the sake of argument, let's just entertain the dancers' belief that they aren't in a cult for a second. So they aren't in a cult, but they have a super strict manager. I would like them to consider these details. 1, your pastor has been accused propositioning women in his church to engage in inappropriate contact. Your pastor has openly admitted to marrying or being in relationships with at least 4 women at the church. Your pastor has openly admitted that he curses people that do not donate to him." No, he curses them. Oh my God. Your pastor refers to himself as man of God. Okay. The plaintiff summarized his post as follows. Reversion prepositions women for inappropriate content. Okay. But I mean, we don't read the whole thing. It's foreign. You see this by the scroll bar here that there's a lot more to this post, right? So for all we know, what is being summarized here is completely accurate. No? Anyway. Paulson's post can be sourced to the Chung and Lee lawsuits. None of the claims referred to 7M clients, although many of these themes can be found in contemporaneous publications. But it doesn't state that none of these claims referred to 7M clients. It doesn't state that. It's in her post. She says she's talking about church members, and she said time and again that all those represented by the dance company are expected to also be church members. So all right, and then no, actually we'll go up to page 30. Then that way it's a good number. Plaintiffs contend that this post is a publication of documents subject to a protective order. Plaintiff did not provide a copy of this protective order in discovery. It is undisputed that Paulson was not a party. Here we go. It is undisputed that Paulson was not a party to any protective order in place in the 2011 lawsuit. I don't know what the guidelines are for something like that. I have no idea, so I can't really give comment. I don't know. Plaintiffs also contend that the post is defamatory insofar as Paulson stated, Shin admitted to setting up a shell company, Mission 2020, in order to form other companies underneath the organization. He would start a business as DBA and only incorporate after it became profitable. The businesses generated limited income, but rather were used to funnel donations from the church to Robert Shin as payroll, bonuses, and interest. The fact was the money he received via these businesses were donations made by Lydia Chung and her trust. Shin took out loans from Shekinah Church for these businesses to pay himself via payroll, bonuses, and interest. He's using the church shell nonprofit to defraud people and enrich himself by funneling donations. Okay. The post was clearly sourced to the pleading in the. Oh my God. That's kind of the problem. To sit there and say the post was clearly sourced to the pleading in the Chung lawsuit and is a fair but unflattering reading of the facts set forth therein. Well, I don't know. Were the merits of that lawsuit deemed to be factual by the ruling body? I don't know. They could have been. I don't know. Plaintiffs complained that Paulson posted yet another confidential court document. The link appears to be broken. Defendants have searched but not been able to locate this post. Okay. In another post, defendants have not listed the son as an employee of 7M, but he is a member of the Shekinah Church. The Shekinah Church is not a party here too. Well, okay, great. Let's hope that she sticks with that realization. I don't know. The actual post states, it's the putting God first, second, and third while holding dancers captive in a cult for me. Plaintiffs assert that this post is objectionable only because it says holding dancers captive. The subject of the post is not any plaintiff. Really? The plaintiffs aren't dancers? I don't know. I just really, yeah, I not only think that Katie probably wrote a good amount of this, I think she even formulated a good amount of this. These are her ideas, I think. Plaintiffs contend. As of today, the church is conducting commercial business from the property out of ordinance and zoning. Plaintiffs source the post from. However, even after correcting for formatting out errors, defendants have not been able to locate this post. Okay. 2 days later, plaintiffs contend that Paulson made a post that stated. Even after correcting. Okay, another post that's not being found. Okay, so now we're on page 30. Now I'm going to wrap this up for now. Let me head over here. Oh, it's right. Shoot. Oh. And my freaking computer still doesn't want to get moving. AirDrop? Is that? Oh, there we go. iPhone. Okay. There we go. And then one more. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to post that to Twitter in just a moment. Let me go on over here to chat real quick. And see if I missed anything. It depends on if the protective order included a gag on all persons, then the person that shared info with Katie would be in trouble. And by nature of the order, they can find who it was shared it. Yeah. It says, oh, Sheil says, well, 16 filings, some with dozens and dozens of pages, 191. So out of those, the ones with the really long filings there, one of them I think was filed twice or something like that. At least, or either that or I downloaded it twice, but I don't think I downloaded it twice. I could be wrong. But other than that, two of the filings that are pretty long are not anything that really have to do with this lawsuit. Like one is the Lydia Chung one, which is still an interesting read, I think. And there's another one that has to do with that, I think. Something about a rooster or some shit, I think. I don't know. Don't ask. But yeah, those I don't think are, I mean, they're interesting. And, you know, I don't think it's a bad idea to check them out, but I don't think if you're just interested in this lawsuit alone, then I don't think you have to. So there's that. But yeah, there are two filings though, at least, that are like, I don't know, dozens of pages long, I'd say, that are absolutely all about this. So hi, Bill. I see you there. Oh yes, Purple Dragon shows completely right. Llama Girl works hard to bring us KJ lives. Please consider buying Llama Girl a coffee. Absolutely, please, absolutely do. Like if you're sitting here wondering right now, should I give money to support the channel here in Aaron, or should I give to Llama Girl? I want to slap you in the face and tell you it's not even a question. Go give it to Llama Girl. Because if it wasn't for Llama Girl, I wouldn't be able to do much of the shit that I do here on the channel. So you are, in fact, supporting the channel by supporting Llama Girl. So. I think there's something to Mary. I don't know what, but I think there is. I was just thinking about that today. Actually, I think about that every day. Maybe it's the turning 50 part that's got me thinking very morbidly. But yeah, just thinking about that today. Because I think that life is just so incredibly bizarre and complex that there either has to be something or there's going to be nothing. I don't know. I know that doesn't help. But, oh, well. There's something, though. There is. There has to be. Nothing. It wouldn't make sense that there wouldn't be, right? Anyways, on that note, I'm going to get going. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I will be streaming again tomorrow afternoon at some point, probably be early afternoon because, like I said, I have to go to work at 5. So, all right. I'll see you then. Bye. Where is it? Bye.